applied.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
So, who remembers where we are, what we're doing?
Getting shot at.
We're gonna
Not
die.
you are.
Preventing someone
Not
else
yet.
from getting shot at.
Not yet. Not shot at yet.
We drugged the
That's what's
soldier.
important.
Yep. These may stopped crazy lady from killing.
Crazy.
Personally.
May the
Crazy.
hero.
Sorry, passionate lady. What word do you want me to use?
I think if you had access to a gun and like the love of your life just got killed by somebody, and the same person that said, "Yeah, they just got killed, murdered in cold blood, and we know that it's one of the soldiers here," you would also pick up the gun and start moving.
100%. That wasn't a crazy with judgment. That was just a crazy with like, I know that you're being
Revenge.
crazy right now.
Mad with revenge. Crazy revenging.
Emotionally compromised.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, right now she's really happy, so I don't see what the problem is.
She's not
There is no
really
problem.
happy,
I
actually.
think
I was gonna say, right now
She's not
she's really fucking groggy.
Give it like 15 more minutes, y'all.
Yeah.
She is.
This is like the prelude to a really bad trip.
Or
So
really
anyway,
good
the Jedi intervened, and these Mays lives to see another day. Meanwhile, Alexa, Iffy, and Marcy are on some jet skis, potentially about to be shot at.
Yeah.
They'll be fine.
So, we do have the split party. Marcy and Iffy on one speeder. Hi, Hazel. Why do you choose to come up right when we start? You couldn't have been up here
Dog
30
want
minutes ago?
attention.
He wants to be on
This is
TV.
literally what happens with Rolo.
Be on TV. She's a star.
So we have Marcy and Iffy on one repulsor sled. I did share the stat block for everybody. So Marcy and Alexa, who is on the other one, both of you will need to have that up to reference.
Where is it?
I shared it in Jin chat, I believe.
Oh, on the server.
On the server.
The Swift 3 repulsored.
Yes.
Okay.
So, we shall start there with them, while Kana, Kane, Thesme, and Tia, who you all met last time, are up on the top of the cliff, going for a run along the cliff rather than deal with the speeders. They'll take a little bit longer to get to the bunker, but they also have the benefit of the jungle to hide in. So, let's see here. Let's move you guys over here. Big maps today, so be prepared to scroll around. So, that's where we are starting.
Yo, we get our map. Let's go.
There's a shark!
I want to go
It's a
swimming.
shark! Holy shit, it's a shark!
Let's go say hi to the shark.
So, Marcy, Iffy, and Vilex, all of you go running down to the shoreline of this little island and find a little hidden away alcove that they have stored a handful of speeders in. And they're all kind of repulsor sleds. They're really a basic model they have. All of them do have one weapon and one pseudo weapon on them, with a forward-mounted auto blaster, which means that it only shoots in the direction that you're facing. Let's make that clear now. Both of them only shoot in the direction that you're facing. The auto blaster does have the close range, and you also have a grapnel launcher, which is like kind of a little grappling hook. Something that can be shot and latched onto something and pulled. And you both hop onto, or all three of you hop onto this. Iffy, you end up on this back portion of this repulsor sled that's very clearly been stripped down to kind of the bare bones, so it can function as either a seat or a like crate or something can be strapped onto the back of it if they're trying to move something fast and quick that is small enough. It's not comfortable, nor is it particularly safe, but it is a seat that you are able to kind of scramble onto behind Marcy as she settles into the actual piloting chair. And both of you, or all three of you, move out of the bay and start to go along the cliff. Now, tell me what your approach to this is going to be.
All right. Well, I'm the pilot, so, and since my offensive options are very limited, I think I'll just focus on evasion and dodging.
Okay. Are you just going to try and go as fast as possible from the get-go, or are you going to try and do a little bit of stealth if possible? Sticking close to the cliff, sticking away from the cliff?
I think sticking close to the cliffs.
Okay.
That sounds good. That sounds like it might give me cover. Or I might run into a rock, one of those two things. We'll see.
Vialexa, what is your plan? Are you just sticking with Marcy, or are you going to shoot off on your own?
I'll stick close to the cliffs too, but I'm gunning it.
Gotcha. Okay. So, as you exit the little sheltered alcove, you can already see out in the distance. You've been hearing it the entire time you're on the island. Even since the moment you hit the atmosphere, the ongoing battles that are further along the archipelago, that are on the islands in the distance. You can see the explosions and ships flying through the air, ships on the water, both large and small. And the first minute or so of you getting out of the bay is completely and totally fine. Nothing seems to be going on. Even though you hear the explosions and the gunfire and the blaster fire, it's all really far away. And then out to your right-hand side, across the stretch of water, there's a very, very small island. A one that's almost nothing more than a sandbar. You imagine there's not a whole lot of land that gets left during a high tide. And it has just a couple of trees, a couple of large rocks sitting on the very top, on the very peak of it. And as you are kind of keeping your eyes peeled, looking around, you can see a handful of smaller watercraft coming around the edge of this island, very clearly heading for one of the battles that's happening in the distance. But it takes only a few seconds of watching them to see a handful break off and turn in your direction, having spotted that there are also watercraft near this island. Watercraft that they don't recognize. And as soon as it clicks for them of Republic, you hear the firing start as large auto rifles begin to, or auto blasters, start to fire in your direction.
Did you say auto blasters? Because I'm turbo dead. Oh boy.
Yeah, they have a auto blaster, repeating blaster.
Of course they do. Of course they do.
Yeah. And you just hear almost machine gun fire of blaster bolts. And you can see them strafe across the cliff above your heads as all of you duck immediately, instinctively, trying to get low and trying to be as aerodynamic as possible. And you can feel the shower of gravel and dirt being shaken loose, coming down on top of you. Nothing too heavy, luckily. But here is where we will start. Essentially, I'm going to let you two go, and then the bad guys go back and forth. And It also might be useful for you all to have the cheat sheets up if you would like them for piloting. While I look at this one. So, if you'll notice on your ships, because it's been a hot minute, so you'll notice on your ship, you have a silhouette of 2. These guys are also going to have a silhouette of 2, so that means your standard roll, nothing added, nothing subtracted, is going to be 2 purple. You also don't have any additions to handling, so you're not getting any blue die from the handling of the ship itself. The whole trauma and system strain is your wounds and strain. That's all the HP these vehicles have to work with. So, you guys will be responsible for keeping track of them yourselves. I trust that you guys are not going to lie to me. Prove me wrong, and I will purposely blow you up. But, with that being said, Marcy, what would you like to do?
Are the other ships within range?
Of your weapons, no. You have a close range weapon. They are still pretty far out.
No. How about their weapons? Or are we within range of them?
Yes.
All right. Then I'll do evasive maneuvers.
Run, Marcy, run.
Wait a second. Are we already going as fast as we can, or are we at 0?
I'm just going to say that you have started off at 0 for this, so that you guys can use those if you would like. Any maneuvers that will make you go faster.
So I do need to get this thing going first before I start evading, right?
Yes. If you want to be able to go very fast.
So I think there's a gunning option or something.
Actually, I'll say that you guys are at speed 1 right now.
Okay. So if I want to go as fast as I can,
It would be speed
I
3.
use fly. Okay. So I'll move to speed 3. I think that will be what I need to do. Can I go to speed 4?
No, these things max out at 3.
Okay. Then I'll just go to speed 3, and if I can, I'll evade also, but I don't think I can.
Yeah, this will be your maneuver. You do have an action if you would like to use an action of some sort.
All right, let's see here. Let's see. Gain the advantage. What does that do? Moral penalties. Okay, that's if I want to attack, so that's not a good action. Oh, plot course. How about? I'm not using astrogation, but is there a place I can find that would be a difficult path for our pursuers to go through?
Yeah, you can roll perception, because since you're not in a starship, you can't use astrogation, but you can use perception to try to find it. It's perception at 3.
Right.
And Z, quick question.
Mhm.
Can you, so I know you get 1 maneuver, 1 action. Can you use your action to do an additional maneuver?
Yes, you also can do that.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, that doesn't look good.
So, let's see here.
I'm driving towards sadness and
Womp
despair.
womp.
Yeah, you don't successfully find anything, but I will say that you do have a couple of advantages, so you can look at the advantage and triumph sheet, and see if there's anything that you would like to do there. Don't think there's anything that's going to be particularly useful for you right now, since you're not attacking yet.
Okay, but I will bring it up because I need to have it up. So let's see. Add blue to next ally's active character check.
There you go.
So who else is with me? Iffy and who else?
Vialexa. So it's only you and Vialexa that
Alright.
will be piloting.
Okay.
I'm assuming Iffy's probably just going to want to aid as much as possible. Marcy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll give it to Vialexa then.
Okay.
And then I'll end my turn.
So you will get a blue die by Alexa to add onto your roll.
Okay.
If since you are with Marcy, what would you like to do?
I'm helping. I'm helping, and I'm keeping a low profile. I'm compressing all 6+ feet of me against this jet ski.
Contortion in the fancy dress.
Yes, contortion in a fancy dress. Let's see. Co-pilot. I could co-pilot, but I don't. Oh, it's only 2. Not too bad.
Mhm.
I might be able. You know what? You know what? Let's give that a try. Let's do that. I will attempt to
I'll try
co-pilot.
spinning. That's a good trick.
It's a good trick. All right. It's 2 versus 2, right? It's even odds.
50-50 shot.
Let's see what happens if we.
Ooh.
She's freaking out a little bit. I imagine she's used to gunfire. I don't think she's used to heavy repeaters.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
you are contorting yourself as much as possible to try and stay low and out of the way, and you're like trying to figure out, rack your brain any way that you can help Marcy, but the 6 foot like fucking one of you versus like the very tiny petite Marcy, and you just not knowing how to handle yourself right now, the repulsor sled just starts to shake, kind of going side to side as you're shifting around, trying to figure out what to do. And Marcy, you will slow back down to speed 2 as you're trying to keep control
Okay.
of your repulsor sled, because Iffy is not being a particularly useful and good passenger right now.
Understandable. My job is to protect Iffy. So
And that takes us to Vialexa, who you do have a blue die to your next piloting check. Should you want to do a piloting check of some sort?
Do I just have the standard maneuvers, or do I have the starship maneuvers too? I figured it's just the standard, but
You do the starship ones.
okay.
If it works.
Punch it. Let's go.
Okay. So, the ship will suffer strain per speed, so the max you can go is 3. So that'll be 2 strain onto your ship.
Like a...
And I will need a planetary piloting for this punch it, with 2 purple and a blue. And then you will also have a action if you would like to use an action.
Yes. Purple, 1 blue, 1 planetary. Planetary.
That's an interesting roll.
That's a lot of advantages.
Yeah, you can spin those
Keep having a good
advantages.
time.
Yes, I can do that. Let me see. I just had the cheat sheet. Where did it go? There it is. Man, I feel like a fucking blind woman having to zoom in on this thing. Well, it's because I get blinded, but... Perform an immediate free maneuver and continue moving. Is that something I can do?
Yes, I will let you essentially move. I am counting these blocks on this map as essentially where you're the amount of movement you're getting. So you just move 2 blocks. I will say that you can move 1 additional block if you would like.
I would like to do that.
Okay. Your goal is the other end of the map. Good luck. So.
Okay.
All right. And if there is an action that you
For
would
my
like to do.
action, can I convert that into a maneuver and move again?
Yes, you can.
I would like to do that. So moving at speed 3 again. Zoom, zoom.
Marcy, as you are trying to keep this repulsor sled under you and under control, you just see Vialexa, just a streak of like fuchsia, just go flying past, stuck as low down to this repulsor slit as possible, like eyes barely looking over the top of the handlebars. And you just go rocketing along this cliff face. And both of you start to outpace the gunfire. But you see two speeders rocket forward from the group that is approaching and start to try and close the gap as much as possible. And let me see here what their shit is.
Captain America and Black Panther.
Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like.
From Infinity War, that scene when they charge forward and they're out racing everybody else. Love that.
It is a very good scene. Where's my roller app? Just had it up a second ago, and now I've lost it again. There it is. Row. Okay. And then 2, 3, 3. Row. One of them tries to fire on you again, and again it just arcs wide as a wave comes up and it sends the speeder climbing and it just strafes the cliff above you. And again, you are both showered with rock and debris from above. You all know that you are going to have to spend some serious time trying to get all of this shit out of your hair and your clothing a little bit later once you are safe. And this one... Ta-da. Oh boy. Bob. Iffy?
Yes.
My love?
Yep.
You're gonna take a little bit of damage.
Oh boy.
As
How much is a little bit?
as the repeater goes strafing across, it manages to come down the side of the wave and just nick the ship and you in the process. The ship will take 8 points of damage, and you will take 4 points of damage.
Cool.
Woof.
Who's keeping track of ship stuff?
Did our ship take damage? Sorry.
Yes, yours
It just
took
took a point.
a point.
1 point?
Yes.
8 point. Okay. I'll say ship damage, :1. Got it.
Disclaimer for those of you for everyone that is not in my other games. I have not taken notes yet, so y'all are on your own for a bit. I'm doing shit. Kira and Bien, don't get too pampered. I'm doing stuff. You're on your own for a bit, alright?
That is very fair.
Alright. That does circle back around to Marcy. You are up. You just felt your ship get hit, and you heard a not so fun sound from Iffy behind you as she also got shot.
So I will focus on speed and evasion. So I'm just going to follow this Piper. Is that the other one?
Yeah, that's
Yeah. All right. I'm going to
Alexa.
follow Piper and just focus on speed and evasion right now. So what do I need to do?
So you do
Roll
need
well.
you need to get back up to your full speed. However, I will say as they start to close in, this is a little bit of advice since this is second vehicle battle that we've had. Evasive action is a very, very good thing when you start feeling like you are in danger. Because that upgrades the difficulties.
That's what I said.
But the thing is, starting with that of like you have to get your speed back up, so that'll have to be one of your maneuvers to bring yourself back up to full 3 speed. Then you can either use an action of some sort, or you can convert your action to another maneuver to use evasive action if you would like.
I'll do the second option.
Okay. So, I will need a piloting check with 2 purple from you.
Okay. Downgrade the purples. Tab away, like a good player does. And then piloting, planetary, click. Hey, I like that.
Alright. So, you will move
Beep, beep.
grand total of 3 with that double success there. And you are using evasive action as your second maneuver, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so you'll upgrade the difficulty of the one shooting at you. Alright. Iffy, are you wanting to try something? You've just been shot.
She's wanting to cry. Let's see. I could try and plot course with perception. The other thing I could do is fire discipline. Are we approaching where we would be able to shoot at them? I know you said we're in close range. Our weapons are close range, rather.
Yeah. Your weapons are close range, and they are faced forward. So if you want to talk to Marcy about trying to do a quick flip around to shoot behind you, you can. Yeah.
Okay. All right, no worries.
Coming from this direction, essentially.
All right, no worries. If that's the case, then I will try. I'll try the plot course action.
Okay.
Help us. So that's 3, and I've got 3. So again, we've got a 50-50 shot here. Let's see how that goes. Rolling. God damn it, Iffy.
Hey, at least you don't have a threat this time.
Yeah, she's just having a bad time back there.
You can still use an assist maneuver if you would like.
Yes, I will do that.
You also are still allowed to cry as a free action.
Yes,
This is
crying
also
is always
true.
a free action. Yes, I will also.
Incidental?
Incidental.
I will also assist in whatever manner poor crying, bleeding Iffy can assist.
You, Marcy, feel very protective of Iffy as she starts to turn into a blubbering mess, which you don't hear very often. And so whatever you roll next, you will get a blue die. And
It's a weird place to draw courageous inspiration from, but
it's like when you hear like sibling or like kid start crying and you're like, oh no, must protect.
I feel
Yeah,
like
okay,
Pokemon
that's
have
fair.
that superpower.
And
I don't think this is the first time she's been shot. I think it's the repeaters going off and everything too.
it's the first time she's been shot in a war zone.
Exactly.
It's like, oh shit, things just got real. Vialexa, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I am going to move. Can I attempt to slice their systems?
That's
Using to slice enemy systems?
You don't have a computer to do that with. Some of these aren't going to work one-to-one since it is not a starship.
I will double move then. Not much I can do then.
Okay. Double move and you're not going to take evasive action?
Nah.
Okay. Double move.
Speed.
Gotta go fast.
I'm zigzagging, screaming, "Kiss my white fluffy bunny ass!"
As you say, as the white target at the back is Iffy instead of the white fluffy bunny ass.
Yeah,
No, Iffy
she
is
does
the
wear
ass.
she does wear a lot of white.
No, if he is the ass.
She's also that. When the camera zooms in on Iffy right now, she's wearing a clown nose.
She's in the middle of putting on the makeup.
Doctor, you don't understand. I am Pagliacci.
I understood that reference.
Okay. Oof. That evasive maneuver helped you, Marcy.
Excellent.
However, Piper, let's see here. They succeed, and there's also a threat on there, so they will be taking something here. Let me see.
Are we supposed to see these enemy ships, by the way?
Not yet. They got a very long range on them. Because just for to be 100% honest and out there, these guys have extreme ranges. You're not escaping them very easily.
Love repeaters.
Love repeaters as long as they're not shooting at you.
Love getting more crimed.
Okay. So your ship will take a point of damage. You will take...
Whose ship?
Huh?
Which one? Which ship? Which ship?
Vialexa.
Okay, that's my ship, so I'll increase it from 1 to 2.
No, it's not yours. It's Vialexa's.
Oh.
You did not get hit.
Sorry. Okay.
Vialexa, your ship will take 1 damage, and this one 5 damage before any soak that you might have. I don't know if you have soak.
I do have soak. I have 2 soak.
Okay. But they also, as you feel the strafing fire go across and hit you and glance off the side of your leg, you also feel the repeating the blasts and the force of these blaster shots all of a sudden cut off, and you just hazard a very quick glance over your shoulder, and you can see that a wave has knocked one of these ships off course slightly, and they're kind of fighting and floundering to get it back onto course. So there's a very brief reprieve there. And we will circle back around. Marcy, your turn.
I'll do the same thing. Push it to speed 3 while evading.
Okay.
And did I get a blue?
Yes, you do have a blue for your piloting check with 2 purple.
I'll throw that on top of that. Scroll down to piloting. Make sure I hit the right one. Boop. Oh, I like that.
God damn. Okay.
Can I just auto win?
Marcy.
Okay. Tell me what you would like to do with
win?
your... Not quite yet. You're not close enough yet, but keep rolling like that, and maybe. All right, what do you want to do with that advantage?
Let's see. Look for a place for us to go through that is more difficult for our pursuers. Still looking.
Gotcha. Okay.
Should clear that blue.
Right. And with that many, you guys will get to go this far. If
How are you keeping up with me when I'm taking 2 move actions?
the extra successes.
Better rolls.
Oh, is that how it works? Okay.
Because I'm Fonzie, Arthur Fonzarelli, that's why.
She just, and to be fair, she just caught up with you. And you haven't taken your action
I was
yet.
just wondering how it worked, because I don't understand. That's all.
I didn't play. I'm playing a little bit loose with some of the things because I don't want to be trapped here forever. So for her extra, for that amount of successes, she's getting an extra block of movement there. But Iffy,
Thanks for the offer.
Yes.
what you want to do?
Scream, cry. I will again try to. I'll scout ahead. I'll try to plot a course here. Make this even easier next time. I hope. 50-50 shot. Here we go. Damn it!
You can spend an advantage.
Gotta get off the speeder. This is not a good place for you emotionally, Iffy.
No,
She's
it's not.
Suffering from shell shock.
She really is. I will, with my maneuver, aid.
Okay. So you'll get a blue die on your next roll, Marcy. And
Thank you.
Vialexa, it is your turn.
I do appreciate your cheerleading.
That's what you want to call it.
Double move.
Alright, double move again. There you go.
Well, my other model is Mr.
And-
Burns writing Smithers, demanding that he work harder while Smithers is exhausted climbing a fucking hill with him, with him on his shoulders.
If
That's my
Marcy,
other model.
if Marcy tells Iffy to work harder right now, she will shove Marcy into the water.
No.
Get back to watch me.
You're Mr. Burns and I'm Smithers.
Oh, okay.
You're screaming at me to work harder while you're writing my shoulders.
Iffy's
That's
like,
my model.
oh, I'm the one in charge. Okay, cool. That's much better.
Yeah.
I don't think
If you're not a cheerleader, that's my other option there.
if this were like an episode on streaming, they would immediately have to pull this one because of the language Iffy is using on this speeder right now.
Just a constant black bar across her mouth and face. Right. Piper, piloting to purple.
Oh boy, let's go.
Me, I want bees. I want bees right away. Yes, sir.
I'll get you some bees.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
Whew.
Hey!
Holy fuck!
Holy shit.
Pop.
No.
So you will keep going. There is no.
Do I need to roll that twice since I'm moving twice?
No. We're going. We're doing this one through speed. Because I don't want everybody else waiting. If everybody was on the speeders, this would be a much different scene.
We spend the whole session going from the right side of the screen to the left side.
You're doing. I made it a big map. See, I just want you to know that.
You know what? You're getting hit again, Piper. However, there is 2 threats, so you can choose how to expend the 2 threats while I roll this other one.
Okay. 2 threats. I may perform a maneuver in response to the check, so I'm gonna move again.
That's
Not
a name.
evasive? Is it? Well, evasive wouldn't. I don't guess evasive wouldn't do anything here.
That's an act.
No, not since
Or
I'm
no, that's
Evasive maneuver is a maneuver, or evasive action is a maneuver.
Oh.
But you can't. You might want to consider trying to just because you're getting a free one here, using that evasion, so you don't get shot again.
Okay. You've convinced me.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge from the DM.
Vilex is just like, Vyong!
Because your speeder is going to take another damage, and because of the number of successes it rolled, it is 6 damage before soak to you.
holy shit.
So evasion. That's why evasive action is a good thing. Iffy as a way to give you something for getting shot, you also can choose how to expend 1 threat because they rolled a threat and they missed.
Okay. If he's extreme reaction to this makes them feel bad about shooting at her, and they take strain.
Wow.
Wait, is those aren't
They're-
soldiers?
They are now close enough that they just see a crying, screaming woman on the back of this bike, and they're like, "Oh, that's kind of sad."
Wow, I feel bad for being at war now. Wait, is this like a
What?
subtle literary meaning?
Is war bad?
Let me see here. Do I have a token for this?
Oh no. That can't be good.
No, it's fine. I'm just stupid and I did not pick up a token for the speeders because I was like, yeah, I'll just use the PC tokens. Yeah, that's close enough. There we go. There's one. And copy this. And there's the other one. So I have finally entered onto the map proper. And Marcy, your turn.
All right. Same old. Speed and evasion.
Okay. Piloting
I
to
get a-
purple and a blue.
Okay. Just gonna do my job.
Goddamn.
Oh, I like that.
Christ!
Holy shit! Just like the simulations.
Choose that advantage.
All right. I don't know. I'm still hopeful that we'll find a place that we can get go through a place that they can't really follow very well. So I'm gonna keep searching
Okay.
with mid perception check. Oh, that.
Woof.
Did I do something wrong?
No, it just completely
No.
evened out, so you didn't result with anything.
Wow. Okay. I am just not finding reprieve here. All right, I'm done.
Okay. And iffy.
So, in this life, we make some choices. Like getting
that mean?
onto this speeder was a choice, certainly. All right. Plot course. I don't know if plot course has been working for me, right? I'm gonna go back to attempting to co-pilot and aid with my other action. So here we go. Oh my god!
Hey!
If he is able to lightly badger in a helpful way.
So that means you will get your blue from your assist die, Marcy, but your next check will be one purple less because of co-piloting.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Who
Think
knew
you might
all
have-
she had to do was take charge again?
She's starting to acclimate.
The tears are starting to dry a little bit. She can kind of see again.
This is what war does to people.
It makes them cry.
Never doing war again.
Vialexa, your turn.
Little did she know. She was
Zoom,
in
zoom.
Star War.
Double zoom.
Zoom, zoom. Okay. I want you to roll a perception check at 2 purple really fast for me. Good. So as you are just continuing to fly ahead, and you're starting to get closer and closer to a cliff overhang that is jutting out above you, probably a good 50, 60 feet above you. You glance up and you realize that the firing of the blasters, the heavy hits of this repeating blaster, has begun to make the cliffside a little questionable. And you see larger rocks than you are super thrilled to see starting to fall from this overhang. So, you can take the faster route underneath it, if you would like, or you can try to swerve around away from it.
Mama didn't raise a coward.
Okay,
Oh no.
so I will need
You-
piloting with 2 purple
Use the
and
use
2
the force,
black.
Luke. Use the light side port, Luke.
I will use a light side force.
Oh,
Mama didn't raise a bitch. And then planetary. Did I get a blue from anything? Because I wasn't paying fully attention to that.
No.
No. Okay. Planetary.
1 more black.
I thought you said 1 black.
2 purple, 2 black.
Oh. I'll just roll the black then.
Okay, so 2 successes. Alright, still not bad, considering. You got the 2 blank sides. Hey, there we
I
go.
will spend my advantage to move again.
You go flying under this crumbling cliff face with rocks starting to rain down on top of you. And you are having to just dance around as essentially bits and pieces of the cliff that are the size of your head, if not bigger, are crashing into the water all around you. You can still feel the fighters, the speeders that are chasing you, continuing to fire along the cliff. And you are, by some miracle of the Force, able to speed through what, in the back of your mind, you get a little whisper is a death trap. Without getting hit. And you make it up there. Marcy, you are also seeing this cliff face start to crumble as you are approaching it, but you see Vialexa just almost dancing through both the very rough, choppy waters along this cliff and the falling, crumbling cliff face. Marcy and Iffy, it is a sight to behold. But you
Okay,
also know
okay.
that you will have to, next round, you will have to be dealing with it as well as it continues to crumble. It is now their turn. Da-da! Which one's chasing you? So it's this one. So, Marcy, since Iffy chose last time, you get to choose what to do with 3 threat.
Okay.
As
Three
Iffy, my dear.
Oh no.
Please
Oh,
don't
no.
pass out on the fucking speeder.
You take another 4 damage, and the speeder takes another point of damage.
Alright, I will mark my damage. That means our speeder is taking another point as well.
Okay.
So,
I'll
Mars,
increase it from 1 to 2.
yeah, Inbian, you can, on the same sheet where the advantage is, you should see the threat to the other side. There's 3 threat that were gained, so you can choose one of the effects to go against the speeder.
I'm sorry, I was preparing to make my roll. Are you asking me to do something different? I'm
Yes.
not sure.
They just
So-
rolled against you, and instead, they rolled threat for themselves. So,
Oh,
you get to choose an effect from the threat that was rolled. So, they have
Okay,
up to 3,
okay.
so you can choose anything 3 and below.
and I'll look under threats or despairs to
Mhm.
determine that. Okay.
Question: what would making them fall prone do?
It would stall out their ship for a turn.
You know what? I'll go for that. I like that idea.
Okay. So as this ship fires and you feel your repulsor sled kind of rock as it takes more damage, another wave goes crashing into this speeder, and you see that it seems to short out the engine for a moment. You see the pilot desperately starting to try and get it fixed. But they did move up to here before that. Then this one. There is an evasive maneuver still in function from that extra maneuver. Ooh. So they did not hit you, but they did get an advantage. And they're just going to get a blue for their next die. So, Alexa, you got to zoom this turn.
Oh, I'm zooming.
Marcy, it is now your turn. What would you like to do?
So I still have one following me, and
There's still
I
one
will-
that's going to be chasing both of you guys down.
okay, I will take the path less traveled, and so that's I get a blue. Yeah.
Yes. Are you going to, and again, you are also heading towards a crumbling cliff face, so would you want to try and go
that
underneath
one.
it? Or are you going to try and go around it?
Oh god.
No, through the cliff face.
Okay.
I want to earn my pay cut.
Oh boy.
You
So-
can't
So-
lose,
All
Alexa.
the hard checks.
What this one is going to be, it is going to be your planetary piloting. Your piloting check has gone down in difficulty because of co-piloting, so it's 1 purple. However, there are
Okay.
still 2 blacks. And
Okay.
you get a blue from the assist.
I think I have a superpower about negating blacks. Let me see if we can find them. Where are they kept?
Talents?
Combat?
It should
On the
be.
sheet, it is
Okay.
under combat.
No, I see it. Now I see them. So let's see. Skilled jockey, and I have 2 ranks in it. Remove black per rank of skilled jockey for piloting planetary and piloting space. So I like to declare that those blacks go away.
Yup.
Like this, black dice go away, and then I shall make that skill check now.
Okay.
And I use a light side point, shouldn't I?
Well, now you're just rolling against 1
You
purple.
don't have to.
Yeah, you
So
don't
Okay.
need to for 1 purple.
Okay, I'll just author funds relay my way through it. With let's see. Planetary. Oh, like that. See, like that.
God damn.
That's a whole lot of advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I like that.
Okay.
Feel good.
Are you
It's like a
taking
bonus.
1 move, or are you going to do evasive action again this turn as well?
Move innovation.
Okay.
Because not just the speedsters, but the cliffs also. The cliffs of insanity.
Actually, you're here.
I'm zigzagging through there like an Olympian.
And you have 4 advantages to spend.
Cool. Well, let me see if I can throw some karma against them. What does 4 get me? Oh, tops out at 3. Yeah, I think I'll have them fall. The other one fall prone too. Fuck them.
Okay. And Iffy, your turn.
Try more. I will attempt co-piloting again. Alright, rolling 2 versus 2. Not doing great. Much like Iffy.
I'm gonna take away the evasive action. Bye bye. Back down to 1 purple.
You want to hit me?
Vialexa, your turn.
I'm zooming.
Zoom, zoom. Okay. Give me a piloting roll. You're still dealing with a couple of rocks that are tumbling down the cliff, so it has been decreased down to 1 black. So 2 purple, 1 black.
I'm still using dice. And then...
Ooh.
Respectable. Respectable. With my advantage, I will... I'll give a blue to Mercy.
Okay, so Marcy will get
Thank
an
you.
extra blue, so you'll have 2 blue next round.
Woohoo!
These guys
Like that.
cannot chase you. We are still going to try and fire. Oh boy. Okay. I'm going to give you an option, Marcy.
All right.
Because Iffy's on her last legs. There is a nice little pilot tingle that happens in the back of your mind as another line of fire starts to strafe across, heading towards you. And looking at their trajectory, you immediately know that unless you do something, it is going to hit again. And it is going to hit Iffy again.
Okay.
Well, boss, it was nice knowing you.
It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. I made this choice.
I
So,
remember there was a reaction that I could spend strain to do something. I can't find it though. I'm not sure where it is in this chart here. Do you know what I'm talking about?
if you... Let me see here. Talking about like a ship reaction?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me pull up the cheat sheet really fast.
Or do I have a full action? Do I just
So, hold on. Yeah, so there's a homebrew thing that I am allowing.
okay.
That... Magic. Yeah, so you can use essentially a version of the snap roll, which is your out of turn incidental. What that does is it reduces incoming damage by a total of the handling of the ship or the vehicle plus your ranks in piloting. In return, both the ship and the pilot, so both your vehicle and you, will suffer 3 strain apiece.
Okay. But I haven't been hit yet, so it's not the time to use that. So it sounds like it's my turn. Is that true?
Well, I was about to say, you can still use that, because you are about to be hit. They did successfully hit, so they would trigger this if you would like to use it.
All right, then I will do that.
Okay. So, how many ranks in planetary piloting do you have?
Let's find out. I think I have 2. And 2 is what I have.
Okay. So, What I am going to do here, because of the snap roll is meant to essentially be a barrel roll on a spaceship, but I do allow it for the vehicles as well. It's going to be a very sharp, very fast turn. If you hold on for your fucking life.
Oh god. Literally in this case.
As you get the little pilot tingle in the back of your mind, make the calculation, and just snap this speeder to the side to try and get out of the way. And it means that this will come in. The speeder will still take a single point of damage. So you are now down to 1 point left before this thing just is gone.
Okay.
Oh boy.
All right.
Oh boy.
Right.
The ship will also take 3 strain as you are maneuvering it in a way it is not meant to be used. You will take 3 strain as well. And you will take, so as you are snapping it to the side, which means you are now essentially in target more than Iffy is for a brief second as this blaster bolt goes by. So you have 2 ranks in piloting. So you are taking 2 points of damage before soak.
All right. I don't remember what soaks it. Let me see what my
Should be at the top of your
armor
sheet.
is. Oh yeah, I have 1 soak. So you said I took 2?
Yeah, 2 before soak, so it's down to 1 wound.
Okay. So I'll take 1. I'll take 1 wound from that then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got it.
The other one did not hit Vialexa. However, it did roll a threat on itself. What would you like to do, Piper?
It rolled a threat.
Yes, a single one.
Was it under a maneuver?
Hmm?
Was it under a maneuver?
No, is its action that it rolled the threat on.
No, I'm saying like, does it have like aim or
No.
evasive? Okay. Then he's just really stressed out.
Okay. Another strain to that guy. Alright, now we circle back around to Mercy. You feel your speeder hanging on for dear fucking life.
All right.
But it is now your turn, and you also know that you need to get the fuck out of there.
Okay. So I will. So instead of move and evade, can I do a move and a move?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I'll do that.
Alright. So this will be 2 purple and a black, which you can, I'm imagining, going to use your talent again to get rid of that. So it is 2 purple and a blue.
Okay.
Actually, 2 blue.
Did I? Yeah,
Yes.
2 blue. Does the purple? Is it 2 or 1 because co-piloting?
If he fails,
Or did it go
Did not succeed that.
Oh, okay. So I'll kick it up to 2. Scroll down, find a skill that I need to. Oh, go to the right tab. Skills, piloting, planetary. Oh, I like that again.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a rock star.
Alright, what would you like to do with the advantage?
Can I evade with that?
Let me look.
It's a maneuver, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can add your
Yeah, I'll
evasive
do it.
action.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll
Evasive action. Iffy.
Okay. I am going to attempt to let's see. I don't have tools. I can't fix what's going on here. I can't boost these shields either. I don't think, right?
You can damage control.
I can damage control. You're right. I can damage control. I'll do that.
Just kick the speeder.
Yes,
Yes.
I will unleash my rage upon the speeder. Okay. Hull trauma repair. All right. Okay, it's below threshold. Wait, no. Okay. It's 3 purple or 2?
Less than or equal, so it would be 2, right?
Yes, it would be 2.
2 purple mechanics. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I fucking thought. All right. Let's go.
Nice.
Hey! I'm helping. Citation needed.
Okay. So, that means... you will gain back 1 wound for the ship, so 1 whole trauma. Because I'm assuming you're going to try and fix it so it doesn't blow up instead of strain.
I'm fixing the trauma. I'm fixing the trauma.
And
So, Ambien, we remove 1 point of trauma.
you're back
Or
up to
strain.
half. Trauma.
Okay.
Yeah.
But oh wait, I listened to this ship strain. Should I call it ship trauma instead?
Yeah. So you had
It
4
has
points
both.
of trauma, and it had 6 points of strain that were available. And it should be down to 3 points of strain, because you did 3 points for the snap roll. And then it should be 1 trauma. Was what was left.
And
trauma is your
damage,
wounds.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Trauma is the physical damage to the vehicle.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was counting it from 0, as keeping track of the damage I've taken. So I have ship strain at 2 and ship trauma is 3. That's what I have.
Yes, that is
Okay.
correct now.
Okay. Okay.
And let us see. What do you get in return?
2 threat. So.
Okay. This one, because they fixed their ship last turn, is gonna get a little bit closer. And I'm assuming assist, correct?
Yes, I will also do that.
Okay. Vilexa, your turn.
I'm out.
Okay. Piloting at 2 purple to make sure that you don't crash as you're going around the bend.
I just got up from my computer. Could somebody just roll for me, or could you roll for me, Z?
Yes, I can. Let me see here. Pull up your sheet. Alexa. 2 purple. Planetary.
Holy
Why
shit.
is mine always fucking rolling twice on my shit? Okay, there we go. God damn. Okay. You have 4 advantages that you can spend as you go darting around the bend in the island.
So I've reached the goal line, so I'm good, right?
Yes.
I will help out with giving Marcy a thing.
Okay,
The blue?
yes. So now you have 2 blue for your next roll.
Cool.
These guys. Okay, that is 1 advantage. Okay, good. Did not successfully hit. Yeah, no, that's gonna be useful for him. I rolled the same shit twice. Neither one of them hit as they continue to try and fire on you. And you just get past the cliff face, and you're seeing Vialexa go around the bend in the island, and you hear the crash of this cliff face in the water behind you. You feel a wave rushing out, and it is your turn again, Marcy.
Cross the finish line, I guess, safely.
Okay. Planetary piloting 2 purple.
Okay. Got it.
God damn.
Yay! I love it. I like it when I can do my job and do it well.
You're doing the hell out of it.
God damn.
So I value competency in my characters.
They will get, because you're not quite there, they will get 1 more pot shot out of you. Just 1.
Oh, boy.
Which is 3 failures, so you're good.
Good. That's the way I like it. I like delivering my clients successfully.
Mostly successfully. So you're down to what? 2 hit points? 3? So as you two go rushing around the end of the island, you hear more than see shots coming from the direction you are headed. And then you look up and you see that there is, coming from the cliff face above, a blaster that is firing back at these speeders as they're approaching now. And you realize, oh, we must be near the bunker. Because now there's return fire. Now there is a safety net that is starting to kind of close in around you as you go sliding into the finish line, essentially, at this beach, and go scrambling off of your repulsor sleds, heading up the beach, where you can see a doorway has been kind of formed into a doorway in a little mound. And you know that the bunker has been placed underground, essentially, facing outward. And that is where we will cut, so that we can shift to the others for their cliff face. You guys will have a little bit of time at the bunker before they arrive, but you all can relax for a minute as the camera pans to the rest of our party, who are up along a cliff face. And actually, why is that corrupted? We're gonna take a little mini break here as I fight with a picture. Quick 10-minute break.
All right. You may break.
Cool.
Well, you survived.
Good job. Holy shit, I've never seen the fucking Star Wars pause screen. That's so fucking cool.
Wait, I don't see a pause screen.
It's on the Twitch.
The Twitch stream.
Oh, I'm
Hold on.
watching that
Yeah,
too.
the,
I see it
yeah.
now.
Yeah, that's so
Hyperdrive.
fucking cool.
Go see a Jawa.
Mechanic had to go see a Jawa.
Poutine.
Accurate.
Amazing.
Oh boy.
It took me a long time to find that GIF. Jesus, I used several search terms and I just get a good one.
I hate to be the one to tell you this, but it's not a GIF for me. It's a picture.
Yeah.
Oh
At
yeah,
least it's a
picture.
picture.
Oh.
Yeah. I was looking for GIFs and I just default. It doesn't have to be animated.
We can imagine it. Theater of the
Yeah,
mind.
Yeah.
yeah. I see it.
We're all
It works
my
better.
mind's eye.
It works better with a subtitle.
Yeah.
Might have even broken a nail having to do repairs. It's just
Oh,
terrible
Oh
day
my
for her.
God.
she's having a rough go of it.
Yeah. Oh my God, her mascara.
Her mascara's in shambles. It's
Her
all
hair
the
is
best.
frizzy from the water spray.
Meanwhile, the worst these May's dealing with right now is mud in her pumps. Like,
You just wash those out with the hose.
exactly.
She's learned a very valuable lesson.
Never skip leg day.
Hiking over speeders.
Well, hold on. You say that. We don't know what's in store for us.
What about the
still think-
RUSs?
I still think it's going to be a bit easier than that.
Ooh, don't know.
You
for
guys are
sure.
acting like that was hard. What's the big deal?
Oh my
Okay,
God.
miss, 2 light side points.
Hey, I don't have Marcy's piloting skills.
Were you not rolling with 4 dice the entire time?
Yeah.
And
Only one of those is yellow compared to Marcy's too. And her ability to remove black die, which I don't have. So, yeah.
You are meant to be fucking okay, fine. Different picture.
Use whatever you've got. We will use the mind's eye.
Well, I was trying to reward you guys for being stuck on the fucking Paramount map for so long. But fucking Roll20 wants to be an ass.
Yeah, it's been weird with maps lately. They updated something on the back end, and it's just been real weird.
We'll have to do. Let's see. Sizing. Like this, map layers, I don't fuck anything up. Okay. Okay. And make sure that I have these.
Yes.
I'm preparing a post here for that because I don't want to. I don't want to. It doesn't let me do gifts inside of the. There. I'm being polite and put the description in the thread.
You're more polite than I am.
Those are some pretty dice, Amy.
Oh, Mickey, you're so fine. You're so funny. You're blowing my head, Mickey.
Mickey.
clap, clap,
Hey, Mickey.
clap, clap, clap.
Okay, I'm back. Wait, I heard my name. Did something happen?
Saying that those are pretty dice. I'm finally looking at Discord.
Oh, I forgot you
I know.
even said that. I was like, your name's not Mickey.
How much have you had to drink, Cody?
Literally not enough to be here, but here we are.
Understandable. Yes, I love this dice set so much.
Right when you switch characters.
Hey, I didn't confirm anything.
True. True.
I didn't confirm shit.
True.
Because on one hand, I want to use the fucking dice. Okay.
Okay, so let's move this here for my sanity. Let's look at here. And I will also take advantage of this break, so I will be right back.
Okay. Just suddenly got really fucking loud.
It did get much louder just now.
Jeez.
Okay, so it wasn't just me.
Nope. It
I was
literally
also
turned
confused by
to
that.
raging gunfire.
Yeah. Oh shit, what's happening? DM, explain yourself.
You guys get your own shit.
Close this out. I don't need this. You know, while I'm waiting, let me put on Tia's playlist.
Hey, Mickey.
No.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. I'm very proud of Tia's playlist. I think it's fun. It's too long though.
Excuse me while I put Stressed Out on.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about that too. I had that song stuck in my head the other day, actually. What?
Is that 21 Pilots?
Yeah.
It's a cover, but yeah.
21 Pilots is the cover, or you're listening to a cover of 21 Pilots?
Listening to a cover of 21 Pilots.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Gotcha.
I gotta stop clicking on the preview button.
Preview button.
On
Like if you
when
hit
someone...
play on a Spotify thing, it just plays like a snippet.
And it
Yeah.
screams
Yeah.
at you.
It's
That too.
fucking loud. Oh, I have discovered something recently. General manager loves puns just as much as I do.
But is
boy.
that as much or less than Joe loves them?
I think I love puns more than Joe does.
Liar!
What?
Listen, I was the first punner in this group.
I was the first punter in this world.
Yeah, well, I'm better at it, so...
I mean, I
Get
don't.
I think you're both underestimating each other.
Oh, if he wins.
Shots fired.
Yeah, I can't think of a rebuttal for that if he just wins.
I mean, her chances are a little iffy right now.
Oh, boy.
Wow, Joe,
That
you're being
was-
such a punk.
That was really underwhelming.
Ooh.
So
I thought it
begins.
was very wonderful, personally.
Look, you don't have to be such a cane in the ass.
Ooh. Nope.
Oh my
That
I'm taken out. I've been
decisive
shot.
finished.
Just gonna sip my tea. Yeah.
I'm gonna eat my popcorn.
I just really can't eat.
and pull up a seat.
Let me look at this character sheet. That might actually change something.
Or not. You could also just wing it.
See, you don't want to say that because I'm actually considering if I want to be nicer to you. I can always
Oh.
close this and just not.
Don't listen to me.
Murder.
Be mean.
Murder them. Kill them all.
Be mean.
We love
You think we're scared of
You're
you?
the
We got
bestest.
2 Jedi.
But Kane, what about the
Uh,
Joe, shut the
RUSs?
fuck up. Joe, shut the fuck up.
Technically, it's a Jedi and a half.
More like a
Why would
Jedi
you say that about
Master.
Kana?
Hold on, it's
And
like
that
half a
is-
Jedi and a quarter
Why
of a
would you
Jedi.
say that about Kana?
That is both you left.
That's
about
so
the-
mean.
Kano's a Padawan, right? It's half a Jedi and a quarter of a Jedi.
So 3/4 Jedi?
3/4 Jedi. If they work together, they're almost a full Jedi.
How do 4 melee characters not have a full Jedi in between them?
The force is in shambles.
Eve
Wow.
provides negative Jedi points.
Wow. I feel like we've been shot.
I cannot believe they've done this.
This is.
Shut up, Joe.
What's that?
Nain.
You sound like this Irish YouTuber I listen to. Host.
No, we're dancing the line of almost killing characters today. Let's just keep going with that.
I
Wait,
agree.
what? I just
I'm
got
happy.
here, Z.
If
Z,
I
just
die,
got here.
I
I'm
will
still
eat my
dusting off my
shoes.
shoes on the
I
welcome
die
mat.
young. Bury me in.
Z, my shoes are still being.
You got
wrapped onto the
two.
fucking
You got
welcome mat.
2 guns. Shush.
Kane's already been in an explosion. He'll be fine.
Explosion caused by himself.
Fuck you.
You'll be fine.
Kana, if
Yeah,
anyone
Kana's
dies,
also
it's your
been through an
fault.
explosion. She'll be fine.
These may have never been in an explosion.
That you know of.
I'm sure she's had explosions.
I do know of.
She wasn't that high.
That's larger than the attack is decreased by 1. Ew, that's fun.
I'm gonna continue with Fear of.
What? Huh?
Arrow? Like the
Oh.
syrup?
Oh no,
Oh,
Hero.
okay.
I am currently cross-stitching a patch. I'm cross-stitching a pattern of a very good boy, which
Oh,
is
nice.
one of Z's character's pets.
Aw.
Bestest boy.
Bestest boy.
Okay. We got at least the group that is going to be in this next section back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we not supposed to be able to control our tokens?
Ugh. Drag your
Just checking.
tokens to where they are on the map.
Bet.
Okay, doke. Okay, we got the Mirialan line.
There it is.
Come on, cotton candy.
Yes.
Circle back around here. Okay. So, all of you have just dealt with a sudden drugging of a very angry soldier that you just narrowly kept her from deciding to shoot the person that drugged her. And she sat down in the trees by the camp and just told y'all to go. You all take off along the cliff, and you can see that there is a kind of a path that has been trudged along this cliff. That is not necessarily fully natural. You all gather very quickly that this is a line that has been trudged by soldiers back and forth and back and forth. That is close enough to the edge that the foliage and the trees of this kind of jungle that is on this island is thin enough to work through. However, because it is so close, all of you can pretty easily take a couple of steps to the side and see the plunge down to the ocean below. And similarly to the group that was on the speeders, you all get a better view as you go down this path to the battles in the distance that are just almost lighting up the horizon. You see smokestacks and explosions and ships. All of you can see at least one ship, though you're not quite sure whose side it's on, crashing into a distant island. And see speeders moving in the distance, heading towards the battles beyond. So, I need, number one, a marching order, and number two, how are we approaching this path, knowing that you've been kind of warned that there's danger from below, from passing ships, but this is also a jungle. And you also know that all of your friends are going to probably, possibly, if they make it, get to the bunker much faster than you. And there's something going on at the bunker. You're not quite sure what it is, but you all want to get there as soon as possible to try and make sure that you can secure your suspect.
Well, These is following Kana.
Kane would be walking beside these May. Go ahead and scoot.
Okay. Take the lead.
Okay. Con taking point, Tia right behind her, kinda.
Yeah, Tia's right behind her.
You don't have to be single file if you don't want to be.
I meant, Tia would want to be right next to, more like next to her. Hey.
Yeah, I assume it would be something kind of like a square, like 2 by 2.
Or like a diamond.
Diamond, rhombus.
Since Kana seems to be taking point, how is Kana trying to go about this?
Well, I mean, being shot at from below, there's nothing we can see into the jungle currently, right?
At the moment, no.
Okay. I mean, since we've stopped costs, we don't have to rush as bad, I feel.
Do you really want to be glory hogging to the person that kept you from being shot?
Alright, hold on. These may stopped her the first time. Kana stopped her the second time.
I know this was said out of character, but in character, don't think we haven't talked about this. After. And, she'll take it a bit more slowly. She won't rush as bad, but she wants to keep an eye out for any shooting from below. She's going to be the vanguard here and make sure everyone else can get through.
Okay. So, are you wanting to try and be a little sneaky at all, or are you more concerned? Because essentially, your options here is to, you don't have to rush rush if you don't want to. But the faster you go, the less stealthy you will be.
I think we can be somewhat stealthy.
Okay. So you are trying to
Start out, yeah.
to keep an eye out and make sure that people are not going to notice you as much. The rest of you following suit is the other question.
Yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't know
Yeah,
what the fuck
Kane-
is going on. She's following everyone else's lead.
Kane would follow suit and be as stealthy as he can be.
Mm-hmm.
These may.
Oh yeah, these is gonna slink like the best of them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, first, let me see here. Let me pull up my empty sheet so that I have this to play with. Okay. Right. So, first I just need a fairly simple stealth with 2 purple. As you all are moving along.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, do I look at my skill and then recreate what I have in the big dice pool at the top?
If you want to do that, you can. You can also just, like, go to the top and I say 2 purple, just put the 2 purple in and then scroll back down to the skill and click the button that's attached to that skill. That's on the right.
Oh, thank fuck.
Always click
Okay.
off.
Yeah, make sure, like,
Click
if you're
off.
typing into the box, like, 2, and not just arrowing it up, make sure that you click back out. Otherwise, it won't read as you having inputted the number fully.
But if I do the arrow, it's good?
Yes, if you do the arrow up, then you're fine.
Okie doke. Okay. And it's stealth, right?
Yes.
Z, I don't think it'll matter as much at this point, but could I commit a force die for my sensibility?
Sure. And if you could just screenshot that for me so that I'm keeping it in the back of my mind.
God damn, Thisme.
Yeah, I'm a dancer.
Okay. 1 threat. Good to know. So, as you guys move along the cliff, first little bit of walking is up a not super steep, but a definite incline. You know that you can all feel that you're kind of heading up to what the higher points of the island would be. And it's not hard, per se. It is a worn path, but it's also not necessarily comfortable. You begin to notice how humid this planet is. And feel the growth kind of clinging to your pants and leggings as you're moving, just kind of scratching and tugging on the seams a little bit. The robes that some of you are wearing, you're having to kind of pull every now and then as they get caught on a plant or a branch or something of the like. And off in the distance ahead of you, you all do hear the distinct sound of very rapid blaster fire starting. And not just starting, but continuing. Not near you, but it's there. And it's the closest gunfire that you've heard since you've arrived. I want a perception check from anybody who would like at
I would love.
3 purple and a black.
3 purple.
Let me just
I'm not
check my
gonna
skills
bother.
real quick.
I'm not gonna bother. I have 1 green.
Damn!
I'm gonna try this. We'll see what happens. Let's go, baby!
Let's fucking go.
I need
My
one
Roll20
black.
is freezing.
Cody.
Oh fuck! Damn it! I put it in there. I don't know why it didn't. Oh,
If you-
because I said B. What's the black is BLK. Okay,
so it takes away your success.
BLK. Can I just re-roll total? I was gonna type 1 BLK 3P, and hopefully this works. Okay, I'll take it.
One advantage. Okay. Okay. Are you rolling as well, Kana, or no? You.
Yeah, I was going to. I just my screen froze.
Gotcha.
Drug.
Okay. So. One advantage. This is a collective sum total. Got it.
Yikes.
Thesme, as you're kind of walking through, do you have any ranks in survival at all?
Survival? No.
Okay. So as you're following along at a kind of speed walking pace, the group, and you're just kind of observing from the back of the pack, these three kind of interacting a little bit and trying to get through the underbrush that is on the edges of this path. And very carefully picking the spots where you see that they are not getting caught up and tangled to try and save your outfit as much as possible.
Yes.
You kind of notice something as you're walking. There's markings on the ground that don't look like the boots of any of the people in front of you. They don't look like boots at all.
Kana?
Kane just looks just turns his head and just goes, "What?" He knows you did not say Kane.
Thesme's just gonna point at the ground and be like, "What are those?"
Anybody who wants to try survival? 3 purple.
I don't know what the math is
3
on this.
purple.
And like if it's even worth. You know what? Fuck it.
That's the appropriate math for this game. Fuck it.
Like I don't know what the math is. I don't know what. All I know is that these are different colors.
Even though I was the one that asked the question, I'm gonna roll anyway.
Okay, not bad.
Kana.
Thesme.
Damn. Thesme's like, just kidding. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about your shoes.
I just asked for the
those?
attention.
Yeah, like what are you wearing? What are those?
What are those?
Kana and Thesme. Actually, let me see. Kana and Tia, as you kind of both turn and look at this conversation that's happening behind you, and your eyes drift and follow Thesme's finger as she points to the ground, you both also notice these markings. And kind of realize, oh, that's a very big animal. Kane, you actually had a survival training at one point. Or you just kind of got left on a planet that, not watery like this one, but had jungles not dissimilar. And you had to learn the hard way what a large cat's paw looks like. And you look and you immediately know, oh, that's a very large cat. And Thesme, as you're kind of watching, like looking more and kind of stepping one way and then stepping the other way, trying to like see more of these paw prints on the ground, you start seeing more and more of them. And Kane, you're kind of following her eyesight since she's the first one to have noticed it. And both of you realize, oh, either this is a very frequent path of one very large cat, or there's many very large cats.
Boy. So Kane is just gonna look around. Does he see any very large cats?
No. Not right now.
Okay. Okay.
So
First question answered. Thank God.
So if these may understands that this is a very large cat, would these may have any knowledge about, like, should she make large noises or should she be quiet?
Since you didn't roll any advantages, no.
Okay. Okay. So gut
You
reaction.
can try to roll a knowledge roll if you want to try and learn some of that.
No, thank you. Unless intervened, Thesme's gonna look for like some sticks or rocks and start banging them together.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna scare them away.
We have to be quiet.
Oh.
Kane is at a loss for words.
If Kana tells her that, she will drop whatever she's carrying.
If I may put in here, I think that noise would scare away very small cats. However, looking at those paws, I think that might just, be ringing the dinner bell.
Yes, precisely. Which is why we should be quiet.
Okay, sorry.
Well, we can try our best to be quiet. I can be quiet.
I'm great at being quiet.
We should just keep moving and get through this as quickly as we can.
After you.
All right.
Lead the way, Connie. It's just going to be very stealthy and quiet. I'm just going to look at the very big paws. No, we're not looking at those. I'm stepping over them, in fact.
Also, try not to get too close to the cliff side.
Got to remember that. Thank you very much. Don't want to get shot at. Don't want to get eaten. Don't want to step on the mud. I think one of those is unavoidable. But you can try. You can help.
Are we continuing stealthy?
Yes.
Yeah.
An extra danger has just been thrown in.
All right. So, stealth rolls, everybody. 2 purple.
I'm gonna be a little mean here, and I'll turn to King like, you take up the rear.
He will hold up a hand to protest and say, like, I'm probably better towards the front. And he holds up his lightsaber like, I can't reach them from back there.
If we can surround these two, they can deal with things at range. You're not the only one with a lightsaber.
Moves to the back.
That's what I thought.
Quick little shuffle.
Damn, Tia.
She has been incentivized.
Danger has been unlocked. Extra stealth.
That is a those are very big paw prints. I don't like them.
I attribute
2.
I attribute the 2 threats for Thesme because of the rock situation. I just want to put that in for flavor.
I think we've just like uncovered Tia lore of Tia is a city person.
She's not, actually. I think she just has a thing against cats. I think she just doesn't like cats.
Ooh, kinda. Barely. Okay. So you all continue along, and I will move you to about here. And shuffle along behind Kana. And we make this roll.
If you go into the woods today, you're in for a big surprise.
I need vigilance checks
From everyone?
from everyone.
What was that noise?
Vigilance
cool.
is
And
like
Cody.
That was these
3 purple.
What?
Tree purple?
Oh,
vigilance
I'm
is like the least Kane thing right
That's
now.
also the least These May thing.
Don't worry,
I somehow got some amount of success.
Honestly, that's the greatest role I could hope for.
Kana's got us.
You disciplined one.
Willpower.
Kane.
I have
Tia,
discipline. I have 2 discipline.
Kana.
I was born with it as a Mirialan.
I know, right?
The
Same.
3 of you, as you're moving along, you're keeping an eye on the jungle, but you're also very aware that you have just entered into danger all around. And you all kind of keep your heads on a swivel, looking to the jungle and then looking out across the cliff, down into the water below. And you see a couple of speeders on the water below that you saw earlier heading off towards the battle in the distance, but they look like they've turned around and started to head back towards the island. And you all know, even from this distance, those are speeders that don't look like the ones that your friends got on. Look very different. And you realize, Imperial speeders. And they're not too far away.
Meanwhile, Thesme picks up a rock. Oh my gosh! I think it's a fossil!
May I suggest we hit the deck?
Do we want to get closer into the jungle? Is that essentially?
Are there any decks around?
You can try to hide in the jungle if you want more cover from the water. You can go lower like Tia suggested to try and avoid some direct eyesight. It will make you move slower. Or if you have something else you would like to try, you can do that as well, or you can just continue as you are.
What if we go lower in the jungle?
You can also try that, yes.
Yeah, so we're moving at the speed of smell.
I could also go talk to the Imperial soldiers.
That seems like
From
a
all-
really bad idea.
From all the way up here.
Well, if their speeders are down there, where do you think they are?
They're still on the speeders.
Oh, we like. So
They're in
not
the
me, obviously,
distance. Yeah,
but-
they're
okay. They are
Yeah.
manned speeders. I
Yeah.
thought they were empty speeders.
No.
Okay.
they're in the
Yeah.
distance heading towards the island.
I see.
How
Essentially, these
high
are
is
the
this-
other like half of the handful that broke off that did not chase Vialexa and Marcy and Iffy. they're investigating this island now.
Okay.
I say maybe get closer to the jungle. Like, stay at the edge of it, kind of like towards there.
Yeah, either that or getting lower. I really vote against just continuing as we are.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I just kind of like stop thinking about the physics part of this on what viewpoint they have and angles from how tall this cliff face is. So I'm all for either option, really. I feel like if we go into the jungle, we have bigger chance of running into very, very big cat.
Well, cats
But
don't have. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say we can deal with stuff in melee. We can't deal with stuff in range. Is my kind of thought here. We can deal with someone on the ground, not in the water.
See, you say
One
that,
of us
however,
can deal with ranged.
I was gonna say like, yes, you can deal with stuff in melee. I cannot deal with. I'm just kidding. I'm good for either.
Same, but I would tentatively vote jungle. Hide in the underbrush.
He's made a follower, not a leader, so someone make a decision.
Yeah, Kana would definitely suggest going more into the jungle to get through.
Okay. So you all shift a little further from the edge of the cliff and into the jungle, and you're able to continue the pace that you were keeping, more or less. It's a little more difficult. You all, with varying degrees of chagrin, kind of realize, I'm going to have to work on my pants / leggings / shoes when I get back onto the ship in safety. Because you're all fairly confident that there's some rips and thorns that are now sticking into various articles of clothing. And as you shift more into the jungle, kind of trying to keep low and keep quiet and unnoticed, the speeders continue to approach the island. I will need contested. I'll go ahead and move you guys. You guys shift a little bit more into the jungle. You end up about there's where Kana would be at the point. I will need contested stealth checks. So, it will be 2 purple and a red.
A red?
Purple and a red. Okay.
Contested.
What is this bullshit?
What is a red dye? It looks.
It is a terrible thing.
Giga bad. Oh, fuck.
I did okay. Okay,
I
Tia, what the fuck?
Listen, she is incentivized. She has incentive to do good.
Pain
I guess
The
these
girls
missions
are
Pain
watching. You think she's gonna fuck
is-
up now?
got to just eat hard shit.
Can my advantages counteract some of the threat?
I will say, I will let your advantages negate the despair that Kane just had.
I'll take it.
However, Kane still failed.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, I didn't succeed, so.
I hope there weren't ghosts watching.
I'm trying to focus on being stealthy.
The reason Thesme didn't succeed is because she was watching Kane.
Yeah. Kane, you're trying to keep at the back of this pack, and there's just a lot of chatter that just keeps distracting you. You have got used to the iffy chatter, but these two are new, and you're pretty sure one or both of them may be just a little cracked. And it's mildly concerning. So you're not paying a whole lot of attention as you are sneaking through Let's see here. This is a very hard check. Let's see if you have... Nope, you don't have any luck.
Yikes.
As you get
Why am I on
distracted
the water side?
and you stumble and trip over a root or a vine on the ground and kind of go crashing into these May in front of you. And there's enough noise and shuffling and bright colors of clothing being shown in that interaction that one of the speeders does notice and opens fire up on the cliffside.
Who?
At you.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I am. And it does hit. Why did I close this one out specifically? Need to reopen this one. Hee. Double check what this does.
Is this something where like one of us is being targeted?
Kane is being targeted.
Just
Okay.
Kane.
Sorry, buddy. Can't help you.
Yikes.
This one will shoot you. It does 6 damage with 1 pierce, which means it will ignore 1 point of soak.
Ow. So, question. He's going too fast to turn around, right? That's just a drive-by.
They're heading towards the island. So
Yeah, so
they're
like,
kind of
he's not going to
pointed-
stop and shoot more.
Well, they're kind of pointed towards you. You're not sure yet, right now, if they're going to just keep driving and try to come on land, or if they're just going to park and shoot.
Maybe we can turn the cats on our side.
Just fucking Kane makes direct eye contact with this fucking dude on a speeder and then just blinks for a second like, oh shit. And then just gets fucking wanged by a blaster. Or whatever it actually hits him with.
Yeah,
and this happens while he's on top of these May?
He just, like, bumped into you, and you guys were trying to, like, shuffle and right yourselves, kind of. And then you just see Kane, like, get shoulder checked by a massive blaster bolt.
These May would just scream and, like, dart into the woods.
Oh my god, it's all gone tits up.
Okay.
Shit.
Kane just like, would you look? The Wilhelm scream. Oh shit, why don't I have that as a soundbite?
So, Theisme goes rushing past all of you into the jungle as you hear Kane just get hit and hit hard. I need reaction from Tia and Kana.
Is reaction like a thing, or is it just...
No. What are you doing?
Okay.
This is very cinematic.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's not a lot there. Once you hit combat, it will kind of go a little bit slower for you to go through the combat, but there's not a lot of, like, you can only do this, you can only do that through most of it outside of, like, proper combat.
Okay. So Tia's reaction, so essentially Kane just got a big shot in the shoulder, and then Theisme got up and ran, right?
Yep.
Just fucking booked it. Is Kane exposed? Because if he is, Tia's immediate reaction would be to pull him into cover.
Honestly, with how
thought too.
big that blaster is, from a repeating blaster, I'm assuming Kane probably is on his ass.
Yeah, I was gonna say he got clipped in the shoulder and probably thrown onto his butt or his back.
6 is a lot of
screamed
damage.
in pain.
Okay.
Yeah, just fucking slammed into him.
Yikes. Okay.
I'm fine.
Okay, so he essentially got knocked into cover then.
Yeah, pretty much. It's the two of you that are still in sight.
Well, fuck.
All right, fucking hit the deck. Hit the deck hard.
Dive into cover.
You're both diving for cover. Nobody's gonna stop these, man.
Well,
Okay.
can Tia dive for cover and grab her fucking foot to trip her?
You can try.
You could try, but she's on her way.
I will need a contested coordination check here. So, Thesme, what is your coordination
no.
right now?
Shit.
Like you want all my dice, or
Yes.
what? Like, I have 1 yellow, 2 green, and 1 blue.
Okay,
Yikes.
so it is going to be 2 purple and a red against your coordination to try and just fucking grab and hold to get her down.
2 purple and a red?
Yes.
Okay. Boop.
Hey! You successfully latch on to Thesme's ankle as you go diving into the jungle. Thesme, you immediately get yoinked and faceplant.
Oh, just here sorry about this, love, but we're kind of under fire. So I think you should get a little close to the ground. I'll help you with it.
As she face plants into the earth.
Imagine she dived forward this way.
Okay. I'll give y'all another chance to do something really quick. Make a plan to get moving, get hiding, what you want to do.
Oh no, what do we do?
Army crawl. Let's go.
Into the woods?
Yes. Still until they stop shooting at us.
We're army crawling into the woods then.
Tia, Kane, are you down with this plan?
Can they still are they still making eye contact? Like, can they see Kane?
Since he hit the ground with that bolt, no. They're at an angle where they can't really get to y'all if you are low enough to the ground.
Okay. Then, if Kane can, so they're shooting from like up here, or from down up here.
They're coming from
Water.
down here.
And this is
That's the
a
cliffside.
ledge.
Yeah. This is the stand-in for the jungle.
So, Kane is going to, while still on his back with like a scorch mark on his shoulder, he is going to roll and get as close to the edge of the cliff as he can, so that he is
I'm sorry,
under, like underneath it.
What are you?
No,
'Cause if
so
they
you're at the top of the cliff.
Oh, we're at the top.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're below you.
Oh, okay.
This is path.
Mhm.
This is all cliff.
That
Off the edge
cliff
of the
down.
cliff.
Yeah.
Cliff down, water that way. Jungle that way. Safety that way.
Okay, then Kane will like barrel roll himself into the wood underbrush and then start crawling.
Okay.
Oh, so what we're all doing, okay.
All army crawling.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So we're just gonna actually, rather than
Like, go with my foot.
I'm not taking a foot.
It's like, sorry, just for a moment. Just want to get you on the ground. Don't want you to get shot.
Okay. Let me see here. I will need another stealth roll from all 4 of you at 3 purple and a black now, because you guys are being a little loud.
Please, may shut up.
These may shut up! You just tripped me!
You're being rescued. Please do not resist.
Kane will just shout from the back, just like, both of you shut up!
Oh my god, you guys.
Face palm of just like, are you fucking kidding me?
Nope.
Ooh.
Okay.
Well, how the tables have turned.
Now I'm going to need a vigilance check from all of you.
Oh, motherfucker.
What's the
What's
same
the
thing?
difficulty?
3 purple. And a black.
So same thing, okay.
I blame all of y'all for not being quiet enough.
I got a success!
I don't really know what advantages and threats do, but I think they're bad. Threats are bad. Yeah, I'm so vigilant.
Okay. So advantage and threats, Amy, is the, like, supposed to be the roller coaster aspect of this system. So
Okay.
your success and failure is, do you succeed at the thing that you are trying to do? Period.
Okay.
Advantage and threat is adjacent to that, where it's advantages are extra good things that can happen, and threats are extra bad things that can happen that are independent most of the time from actually succeeding at the task that you're trying to do. So, general example that you hear a lot with this system is you're trying to, like, open a door. And you're rolling to succeed. If you succeed, like, if you get successes, enough successes, then you succeed and you open the door. If you get the failures, you don't open the door. If you get advantages, maybe you don't open the door that you're wanting, but you open a different door that is also useful. You get threats. You can open the door still because you might have gotten successes with it, but the threats mean you also open the door that has an enemy behind it.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah, so all of the threats that we got are about as helpful as you would think the word threat is.
Gotcha. Okay, that's kind of vibe I was getting. But you're very broken. I got a success.
Yeah, a success with 3 threats, also called a successant.
I just, flavor-wise, I imagine Tia is still holding these May, and that's why she couldn't succeed.
Tia,
I imagine that, like, she tried to let go. However, it's not that she's still holding on to These May's ankle. It's that when These May tripped, like, her hand got stuck under a root in the jungle.
That's-
It's like, they're like, stop, let go of my foot. I'm trying. Hold still.
okay. As you all are struggling, so let's be real
Clearly.
here. This is a struggle.
Struggle is real.
Started off strong, and then now we're here.
Now we're here.
We should have just run. Let's just be real. We should have just run.
We should just get up and run now!
As all of you are struggling, you get away from the cliffside, and you get deeper into this jungle, and this gets a little bit harder to move. You go from army crawling to, like, hands and knee crawling, still trying to make sure that your heads are low enough that they can't pop out over the top of the cliff just yet. Tia and Kane and Kana, your head is low, you're kind of focusing on what's immediately in front of you, trying really hard to just find a path to move. You're not really looking ahead too much. But as all of you progress, you break through the underbrush just a little bit and realize this not quite natural clearing. And You all look up very slowly. And as your eyes go across the ground, lots and lots and lots of paw prints. And your eyes finally lift enough. And staring at you all, there's a very large tusk cat. Just watching.
Just watching, huh?
Can we start crawling slowly in reverse?
I bet y'all really are regretting my rock clapping now, huh?
And this is not quite the appropriate size.
no.
I'm going to resize this when it gets onto the map. I just gotta get it onto the map. Don't freak out just yet. It is close to the size.
It's cute for something that is probably gonna kill us.
Mm-hmm. You know, I advise we start crawling in reverse very slowly. Maybe a bit more faster than that. Or maybe we just run. I think we should just run.
I wish you would have let me seduce the Imperial soldiers.
You know what? If we live through this, I am all for supporting you in that in the future.
As you keep talking, Tia,
I knew I liked you.
this cat goes from kind of watching all of you to zeroing in on you, Tia. And it goes from sitting down to now standing up.
I feel like cats always sense who the cat person isn't.
Lana's gonna stand up in response in kind of a crouched way.
I mean, just DM question. At this point, these maid has not noticed said cat.
I mean, if you start looking around, because they're now talking about cats, and they seem to be responding to something.
Okay. Because I assume she's still, even though like she completely failed the vigilance check, I assume Thesme is still in the lead or like at the front.
Unless you think she would have moved somewhere else or been moved somewhere else.
I mean, as soon as she sees the cat, she's gonna crawl back as much as she can. Like, oh, no thank you.
As you stand up, Kana, its eyes shift towards you. And Kane and Kana, give me a force check with 2 purple.
And a force check with dose purple.
Kana is so ready.
Thank God for Kana.
Kane has heard of the force.
Kana, as you're kind of shifting gears now, and you've stood up, and this thing is now kind of paying attention to you, a little more attention than you would like. You remember back to some of your training in the frankly unpleasant experiences that you had in survival training yourself. And you start tuning in just a little bit more. And reach with the force. And you can't fully place all of them. But you know this one's not alone. And with that, I am going to need cool checks. Let me go ahead and do this.
That's better than vigilance.
Well, you're still stuck with vigilance, my friend.
Oh no!
Cool checks from the Tia, Kana, and Kane. And a vigilance check just straight from these. All of them are just straight. Welcome to initiative, my friends.
That's hey, honestly, okay.
A cool check.
That is literally, I believe, the best roll I could possibly make. Okay,
cool
Kana, fuck off.
Why is this triumph now? Why?
Where's cool?
I wish I could roll
computers
cool.
above coordination.
I did it. I got some successes in there.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Let's see here. Double check this.
So I know that like initiative is more freeform.
Mm-hmm.
But what does rolling it like do?
Hold on, let me actually roll these for these other things.
Yeah,
And then I will respond to your question. Actually,
Sorry.
hey,
So the
Kira, you're secondary DM here.
Hi, what's up?
Can you explain initiative to Amy?
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
While
I
I
get
do
that
this?
it's like freeform
So,
and it's like
initiative-
NPC, but like what's the rolling for?
The rolling, basically, cool versus vigilance is whether or not you're aware of the threat. If you
Miss
are
May is
aware
not
of the
aware of the cat. Everyone
If
else
you-
is aware of the cat. So you're all cool. These May is vigilant.
Yeah. And the other thing about initiative here is, as you said, it's very freeform. But yeah, you can actually use a triumph on initiative for neat stuff sometimes too, like free maneuvers and stuff like that. So that's something to keep in mind too. It's not all bad. But yeah, it's weighted by like number of successes, number of advantages, stuff like that. Yeah, it's if you're aware of the threat, you roll cool because it's all about how well you're handling yourself in the moment. If you're not aware of it, how well your spidey senses can kick in.
We're
Okay.
basically deciding the order of is it PC, NPC, or like adversary, or is it PC, adversary, PC? We're deciding like who goes when,
And
Gotcha.
rather than
Who's on
D&D where
first?
it's like based on initiative.
yep,
Okay.
Thought
and
who was on second?
And important thing to keep in mind is because the slots are freeform, it helps sometimes if somebody has like let's say something that buffs the party that they go first because then they can go last in the next one because it lasts until their next turn, and that's how you get 2 effective turns of buffs out of stuff like that.
More
So
bang for your buck.
yeah,
So-
it encourages the party to talk about what you plan to do and actually make plans.
Okay.
Out of character, I highly suggest that May goes before the adversary. Not necessarily first, but just before the enemy.
Yeah, like in this case, for instance, Kane and Kana both need to get close to the cat if they want to attack it. But meanwhile, you guys, if you're shooting into melee, depending on the range of your weapon, you might get a penalty on that. You might get a setback or something, depending. So if that's the case, you can have Kane. You can either have Kane and Kana go first, so that they get more of the cat's attention and tank it, or you can try to get your pot shots in first.
And what I'm saying is that I want May to get the cat's attention immediately.
Yeah. I think
You do the neon cat dance.
I care
Exactly.
about. Yeah, I think the only thing I care about is the gunslinger quick strike.
So quick
Is it
strike is
just-
just going before the cats do, right?
Yeah.
Before the
yeah,
cats have an opportunity to move.
Yeah. And that's only on the first round. Other than that,
Is
I don't
this
care.
turn order accurate, Z?
Yes.
Okay, then if I were to take a vote, I would say Tia first, Cat, May, everyone else. But I'm open to suggestions. I just want to give threats to the cats immediately.
The other thing is what Kana wants to use that triumph for.
Wait, I can use it?
I mean,
yes, you can.
Do you have talents that say like spin triumph?
Oh no, I do not.
Oh.
Well, it's you can still use it to like introduce something into the scene. Usually, I mean, I don't know how Z wants to play it there, but it's a triumph's a triumph.
I don't know how I could use it. Is the problem.
Z, if Kana were to go first, what could the triumph do for us?
I mean, just generally, because I am getting distracted here. Sorry. Rain, back on track, focusing.
Zeroing in, target thought located.
I was juggling about 5 million things. You can introduce something to the scene. I can also say if you want to use that triumph from just the triumph table for combat, you can. Just you can essentially throw an idea at me, and I will consider it.
And question out of above table, obviously. Triumphs, can you store those like advantages, like to use on other quote unquote turns?
Not triumphs.
You can use them. You can use the triumph to upgrade like the next check.
Mm-hmm. You can use it to upgrade it, but I will sometimes allow to the advantages to be stored between turns.
Oh, okay.
In combat, so that you can try to build up to something. You can't use the advantages, if you're saving them up. So it's like you roll 3 advantages, you only want to use 1, well then you lose the other 2.
Right, but if Kana were to go third, could she use the triumph on the 3rd turn?
I will say that whatever she wants to do, like she doesn't have to go first, but the triumph has to be used at the start.
This round.
Yeah.
Okay.
Start.
Okay. So then I think Tia first.
Don't you want these made to pop off?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess.
Like,
because I can give that first NPC a threat if these May goes first.
Yeah, and it's pretty much, I'm pretty sure that it's only her combat. It's add a blue to combat checks against targets that have not acted yet. So you could just target the one that doesn't act.
Okay. I mean, I'm okay with that.
You can... again, she can't... She shoot blaster, that's about it.
And then I will do this.
So I'd just like for her to not go last. Because I still have questions about how many fucking action maneuvers. Like the book says you get like 1 of each, but I've heard multiple.
What you might want to go ahead and pull up, Amy, if I can find it on here, is under cheat sheets on the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
If you scroll up, you see that full system cheat sheet?
Yeah.
Go ahead and pull that one up.
I already have it pulled up.
Okay. So, you scroll down, and you can see where combat starts like 3 or 4 pages in.
Mm-hmm.
So, on your turn... Yes, Kira?
Oh, I was just going to... No, go on.
On your turn, you get an incidental, an action, and a maneuver. So you can do any number of incidentals that you want. That's talking, that's dropping items, that's like letting go of things, shifting positions, as long as you are within a range band. Which I will get to that in a second. Okay.
Okay.
You can... The maneuvers are all listed in that center column. And then your actions are like you can give up your action to do a second maneuver. You can use an ability, you can do essentially anything that would require a combat check or a skill check. So if you want to shoot your gun, then that is your combat check, that is your action.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. As far as like range bands, this system does not use direct, like, 5 feet, 10 feet, whatever. It's considered range bands, and those are essentially circles around you. And it goes from like engaged, where you are immediately in front, you're punching, you're hitting with a sword, that type of thing, to
Close.
excuse me, yeah, close, short, medium, long, extreme. And different weapons are meant to be used at different ranges, so that's why you can look at your gun, you think you have blaster pistols, so that's short.
Mm-hmm.
So that means you need to be a little bit further away. In general,
Okay.
just ask me, like, you know, use your little arrow of like, okay, I want to go over here. How far away is that? And I'll let you know. Anybody else want to add something like that that might be helpful to Amy before we get into this?
I'm good.
The aim maneuver is very helpful. So even if you're not using any of your other maneuvers, you don't feel like moving, you can aim and then fire to give yourself a boost if you're not going to be moving. Cover is also very helpful if you can find it. That increases your defense, which makes it harder for them to hit you. Are you doing the thing where you can spend strain to get an extra maneuver or not?
I do generally, but we're not going to do it this combat.
That is
for
fair.
the simplicity for Amy.
That is very fair. But yeah, so my big tip would be, if you are not going to move, use your maneuver to aim.
Yeah, I have a thing for that. I think. Okay.
What's the thing do?
So do you...
It's a gunslinger ability.
Oh, neat.
When it comes to aiming. Okay. So, like, just to get a vibe check, what range are all the characters in right now with the cats?
No more than medium, I'm sure.
Yeah. So you guys are just... You're in essentially close range. So if you want to get out to shooting range, short range, you'll need to be a little bit further away from the cats.
Okay. And so that's like I can't shoot at all if I'm near any enemies, or do I have to be...
You can.
It increases the difficulty.
You can, but it increases the difficulty.
Okay.
Just like it's very similar to, like, you know, trying to shoot within the like, you know, up close and personal with a bow in D&D. It gets harder.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the same thing.
But this is more... Ranges are bigger, is what I'm saying. Okay. Gotcha.
Alright. So, with all that being said, it is a PC turn. Who's going first?
What's the triumph? Can I use that, or?
Yes, you gotta tell me now.
Yeah, would ignoring, where is it? It was, negate the defensive bonuses? Would that help here?
It would. I will say how that's going to help you right now is, as you all are kind of slowly rising to your feet, slowly realizing you've gotten yourselves into a situation, you hear movement around you. Kana, you know that there are other cats around. Nobody else really knows, although they're starting to get the picture as the noises start. You can pick one of the hidden cats, and they will not be counted as being in cover for the moment. So it's one of the one of the ones that have the color dot.
Okay. I will say I'll note the blue one since that's kind of closest.
Okay. So that you all do see the blue one that's sitting up there.
I would strongly urge that these may goes first, but I will defer to the council.
Okay. Hold on a fucking second. My computer is being weird. I'm going to have to restart really fast.
Yeah.
I would say, Iris, for spending the triumph, I would say